When I said that you have the right to bear arms, this isn't what I meant.
Roll high and subscribe.
This platform opens up. You see one dwarf and you see a couple characters towards the grand entrance to the area. Looking around, it seems sort of peaceful. Your passive perceptions allow you to visualize. Nothing's giving you the feeling like you're in any sort of threat. You look out around and you just see forever and ever the clouds. You guys are above the clouds. The air is thin. It's somewhat hard to breathe. So there might be exhaustion at some point, depending on what you guys are doing and how you guys are running and whatever. And to you, it looks like a little bit more of a temple-oriented floating sky island, a little bit more different than, more ancient than the ones that you previously were on. Old, I would say, but well built. And you know what? I'll say it. Asian has an Asian vibe to it. Obviously, someone built this with the intent of making it somewhat Japanesey, so we'll use it. It looks like something from a samurai game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And Sprock is also with you. So Jake is, Sprock is there.
Yeah. Oh, Sprock, where? Oh, been looking for you.
Yeah.
Oh, you've met Archie, right?
No.
Archie? Sprock?
We have not met.
Oh, Sprock's our friend Archie, our companion. We met him on the way up.
Has he been tied up yet?
He has not been.
Matt is not playing with us.
You're not a robot, Sprock, are you?
No. I'm an old as fuck elf.
Oh, look, man. I don't know what your beef is with me. We just met.
For now, but still watching.
All right.
Booter, people, not you, like you, hurt his family, so he's still uncertain. He doesn't know if you're one of the clan that hurt him.
Well, we'll just have to see how it goes then.
Turgan, you came from in here. What is in here?
If I'm looking at this map correctly.
No, it's fine. Does this area have like a time warp type of feel? Like me being resurrected, was it instant? Did I spend some time in here to know what's going on? Should I roll something for that? Because he's asking me like, what's it like in here? What was going on? And I don't know. Do I know that?
Well, let's play that out. Who's asking who here? Who's asking Turgan?
Seth Hartley.
So Seth Hartley's asking Stag what?
Asking Turgan.
Seth Hartley's asking Turgan what?
It's worked finally.
He's asking what just happened, like what is this place? And I want to know, like, in the way you described it, I died and then I came back. But was it like a time warp in there where I spent some time, and where 1 minute in game was like X amount of time in here? I don't know. You tell me.
Okay. So roll me yes, you will have had knowledge given to you about the White Skull, definitely. And you will roll me a history check, not with your normal stats, not your
retard stats.
Keep your retard stats just in case.
Oh, nat 20 plus 1, 21.
Nice.
You will have had a vision, and you will know that the White Skull is obviously one of the broken shards from the original Skull of Power that you guys are looking for. And you know that it's in this area. You know that King Trident III had that skull on him. During his burial, you will have seen his tomb. You know that it's up here. You know that Trident was buried with the skull. You also will have had flashes of an older elephant, a previous sage, named Loxodon.
Now, what about my knowledge of this area that we just entered? Like, what can I tell them?
So with that comes the small kingdom of Skullspire. You know that this area is where people are searching for the truth. Very magical up here. And you do know that there's a debate about the world itself in a search for a specific truth.
What the fuck? I just rolled a nat 1 Arcana check.
Yeah. So you know that it's magical up
that
here.
tracks.
Yeah.
It does track. Yeah, okay, so I just relay that all. And for the sake of time, I'm not going to repeat it because you're right there, Chris.
I got the gist, and I relay it clearly to make sure everyone else understands. So after you, which way do we go?
Yeah, Spencer, which way do we go?
You guys are going to walk off this as you head off the, I guess, the little bridge there connecting to the staircase. The staircase is sort of vanishing from the ground up. You will see that there's a Loxodon and there's an elf. They seem to be, they're not dressed up like guardians or monks, but they're standing, there's one standing on the left and there's one standing on the right of the bridge. The air is flowing, it's cold, and again, it's hard to breathe.
Okay. I'm going to try to get their attention.
They're both going to turn to you. Good day to you. Welcome to the Skullspire.
Hello. We're searching for a white skull. Might you tell us where we could find it?
The Tomb of Trident. Everyone once in a while comes up here talking about the white skull, but you will have a hard time finding it, of course. It's in the tomb underneath in our island, for that matter. But who are you, travelers? What's your purpose here?
Searching for the white skull, of course.
I step in and I also nod to Seth to join me when I say, our adventure is looking to thwart a great evil in this world. The skull's power is key to the evil plan that we are attempting to circumvent here, and so we would love to at least understand how we could potentially seek an audience with the Tomb of King Trident or with whoever is the caretaker.
Well, our daily debate begins just in a short while. That's the biggest audience you're gonna get. But just for you to know, everyone that comes up here must answer certain questions in the debate, as we are speaking the truth of the world's state. And then the dwarf is gonna come over and say, listen, they were trying to search for good here. Protectors. You are protectors, aren't you? And calm down, he says to the Loxodon. You are protectors, aren't you? And he's a dwarf, so he sort of looks at Turgan, the dwarf.
Yeah.
These elephants are a little bit hard to reason with, but let me tell you something. Show up at the ancient square for the debate, and those who seek truth will, or find truth for that matter, sometimes they find entrance to the tomb. The tomb's entrance might reveal itself to you. There isn't much up here besides truth and questions and answers, but those who lie, those who don't find the truth, are asked to leave.
Okay.
Are you guys trying to hide anything? Are you guys going to try to steal and stuff? Because he's going to perform a nat 1 on a investigation perception check. So he says, these guys look great. Come on in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm planning on stealing the shit out of the skull, but
What about the phoenix egg?
Just
in bed.
Oh, yes,
I
I think
Hit.
That's still in the bag of holding?
No.
it never went in the bag of holding because we determined it was stuff.
Mage handing.
Stag would be mage handing this by us.
We gotta make this.
His mage hand is like holding it like you're hiding a J.
Stag has been quiet because ever since he heard that's all about truth, he's afraid to say a lie. And he doesn't know what's going to happen when he starts lying up here. So he doesn't have the minor illusion on. He's just holding the egg as it is, not trying to hide it behind himself.
now this egg, how are you holding it?
Like a
In your hand?
I have my in my mage hand. That's like just off my shoulder.
That's
So
fine.
I could like my arm around to Weekend at Bernie's it.
Dwarf is going to go back to his side, and the elephant is going to stand where he was.
So I'm quite curious about this little lighthouse building. Got it. But what about this lighthouse? This lighthouse certainly looks interesting. Do we just not care and we just want to go in? Not get distracted.
Well, why don't you give me a perception check? Good, Brian. So interested in the lighthouse.
I'll slap Booter on the hind quarter panel and give you guidance.
They changed the UI for the dice. All right, so I'll roll perception, and I got a 15. Do I want to use guidance on this? I guess no. Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's just roll D10. It is an 8. All right, so I got 23. I'm very perceptive. Want to know
The lighthouse is very tall, and as the wind sweeps across, it makes you feel, the lighthouse itself makes you feel a feeling of comfort. It's old, it's gray, it's ancient, and you can almost hear, specifically you, Booterbot, you would be able to recognize the sound of old ancient gears turning inside. The light above, even though it is day, is emitting this bright white, pure white light. It turns, and it has a beat to it, almost like a heartbeat. You don't see the mechanisms or magic or what that's turning this thing. And you do see that there's a little house nearby. There's footprints, both elephant and dwarf, that you can make out that seem to be coming from the lighthouse. And it seems relatively peaceful. What makes you feel a little bit uneasy is that you do not see any ships. You don't see any airships up here. And when you look out past the lighthouse, you also do not see any airships coming or going.
Go ahead.
Anyways, I'm gonna whisper to you to can you sense anything magical about this place? Meta, do an Arcana check.
This whole fucking place is magical. Look at what we just came through.
Anyways, I'm gonna whisper to you. It's,
You
this might be a
and
different.
that's where we're going.
So we've
this-
plane shifted, basically.
Yeah, well, coming through that staircase, we came into the Upper Sky Kingdom. As far as what everyone's told me is true. You said this is the place where the skull is in the Tomb of the King?
Something like that.
Yeah, that's where we were told all those many pages of my notebook before where the white skull is, and it's in the Upper Sky King. So if that's where we are, we're in a different plane.
Going into this lighthouse.
All right, I like it. Authoritative, action focus.
We're going to the top. At the very least, I'm stealing whatever light source it is so that they can't call for backup.
Okay.
Let's go.
You enter through the house, and I'll draw with the white, and it's perfect because it's white. You enter up the entrance, Sprock, since you're leading. It's an old wooden house, and it seems that the elephant and the dwarf are going to start walking towards you. And they're going to say, "You, sir, what can I help you with it over there near the lighthouse?
What makes it shine so bright at the top?
Everything up here, we are peaceful people. What mine is yours, and yours is mine." Still going off of his nat 1.
I mean, sounds great.
You'll find a little rest area if you want, and there's an entrance to the lighthouse itself. You may look up and above. Some travelers like to come in and take a look and see for themselves. It's an old ancient ruin, but it's not necessarily ruined as it does work. It is used for things that we are not quite familiar with, he and I. I mean, he points toward the dwarf, who he has not named yet. But you, carry on, please. Enjoy yourself. And
Can
if
I
you find
propose
out
that
what's
we-
in there, please let me know.
Okay. Then I'm going to go to the lighthouse.
Okay.
Going on.
Yeah, so you enter this cabin area first, and you just see there's like a couch, and there's a little cooking area. The window's open. Looks like there's a bird cage, and just maybe
Any
peanuts or whatever.
books or records or manuscripts?
Give me an investigation here. It's so high of investigation, this is gonna be terrible.
25.
Okay, fuck you. Yes, you find a book, and the book says on it, history of the Tridents, 1 through 3.
I'm going to flip through it and see if there's any writings or anybody's name in it.
As you flip through this book, this history book, it almost looks like a sort of like an anthology. No, not an anthology, but like it's about the kings, Trident. There's King Trident 1, King Trident 2, and then King Trident 3. As you flip through it, you see that there's Trident 1 is a Loxodon, Trident 2 is a dwarf figure, and then Trident 3, the image of that seems to be a little bit weird. It looks like you're looking at a creature that you haven't seen before. With your high perception, you can determine that Trident perhaps might be part Loxodon, part dwarf. Just imagine, imagine what that would look like. Then it has the history of his life. Would you like to know what that is?
Yeah.
Trident 1, just by flipping through it, you'll have to read it more to truly understand. But it looks like he was a sailor in the sky. There's a bunch of images of him traveling the sky.
Pilot?
Like a sailor or tradesman of some kind. You see that he landed on an island that's shaped similar to Truthkeepers, and then you see that the ship, like yourself, parked on a staircase. And then there's no more images or memoirs talking about the staircase. Then you see images of him on this very island. A history text of him ruling over this island. You see images of a world being round. You see images of a world being flat. You see images of the Loxodon and the dwarfs communicating. There's a section there about the great debate about the flat world and the round world. You see that there's Loxodon, the Trident gave birth to a son. No one knows who the queen was, but the son was a Loxodon. And the son became the next king of this area. And the second king of Trident, the Loxodon, you see that he never left the island. He was really more about building and populating. So he was the one who started to farm these crystals that could get people back and forth between the lower, middle, and upper sky areas. And you see him bringing people and dwarfs up. It was very, very hard. There were some disasters where people fell and all that stuff. And then he eventually gave birth with a dwarf to King Trident III. There's not that much written about King Trident III. He was young when he passed away. But like his father, he was very adamant about populating the upper area. And there is a short section there about Loxodon, a sage. It has the written in dwarf, it says sage in it. What are you? Oh, no, even more perfect. It's written in the Underdark language. What's your dwarf? You're a dark dwarf?
An elf?
No, sorry, a dark elf?
No.
What was that language? Well, whatever. Dark elf. Scribbled in there. It says Loxodon sage. And you see an image and a short text about how the Undercommon, yes. And you see that there's some sort of agreement about a skull and about a sage, protector of the white skull. And she had given Trident the skull before she left for her journey, or quote, search. That's pretty much what the manuscript or whatever book you're looking at says. Now, in
All
that
right.
room, you see that there's a door, if you wanted to, that opens up into the actual lighthouse.
I am going to go open the door to the lighthouse.
When you walk in, you see that there are bronze gears everywhere, turning this mechanism up top, sort of making it spin. There's a small ladder that climbs all the way to the top. And there's a light. It almost looks like a core crystal that's somehow lit up, circulating the sky. And there are images of an image of a disc and a ball everywhere where you can tell. And from your intelligence, you understand that that's a flat world and round world. Even the gears itself, you have gears that are they're circulating this way, they're circulating this way. They look at every different angle you take. It's almost as if the circle turns flat, turns circle in a weird way, but it doesn't seem so magical as much as it is mechanical.
Is there a staircase going up?
There's a very loose ladder. It is a rope ladder.
I don't do ladders, but I can fly, levitate. So I'm just going to levitate.
You're no longer a mind flayer.
Fuck.
Yep.
So then I'm going to climb the ladder.
How tall is this lighthouse?
How tall a normal lighthouse is? Like 50 feet?
Probably more like,
Something like that.
No, like 100.
yeah, like 100.
They go up like 5.
Yeah, so let's say 100 feet, give or take. But why don't you roll me a perception check?
5.
You're like, yeah, I think it's about 30, 40 feet. 30, 40 feet, give or take.
Test determined that was a lie.
Oh, but he thinks it's true, though. So
So I'm climbing that thing. I don't know how long that's going to take me since it's 100 feet. What you guys are doing out there.
I'm watching you climb with me.
Jay, 100 feet. You get an easy. What do you want to roll for to climb up this thing? It seems to be a dainty little ladder going up. You can do a skill check to get to the top. If you want.
Survival. Now.
Yeah, that's next. Why don't you do
I rolled a nat 20. 28.
Okay, so you climb up. You see that the rope is not as weak as you thought, and you get to the top. And you see as you get to the top, it gets a little bit narrower. But as you suspect, there's a little hatch at the top, and a little square door.
Pushing open.
It is open. Remember, this is the Sky White Skull area. Nothing is locked. Everything is yours, and everything is theirs. You climb through, and you see this circulating again. These instruments, gears, circulating white crystal. And every time, and it almost has a heartbeat.
Can I remove the crystal? Do I see anything in the crystal? I look at it very closely.
As you're looking at it, it shines in your eyes, and you are blind for the next 6 minutes. I would say not blind, but you're going to have just a disadvantage on these skill checks with sight, anything like that.
All right.
I'm thinking everything is like really bright or dark or whatever.
Look away from the crystal and get my eyes back.
It's a massive crystal.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing down below?
I guess waiting to see what happens with Sprock.
I mean,
I'm
I can
hanging
come
out
up.
outside doing nothing.
I'll come up.
I know what they're doing.
I'll come up and check out these bronze gears and things.
I look out the window and they're all sitting in a circle on the ground with a cookie in the middle.
You can see if that raw and that roll.
Jake took Long's camera, jumps that, and saved it.
I'll come check out what Jake's doing because I like mechanical things.
So you can fly, right?
Yeah, I'll just fly.
All right. So you see this light crystal shooting around, and it's lighting up the room every time it circles, and it's sort of just shooting out this bright light. Even though it's daylight, you can still see that there is an effect on the sky from the crystal.
I turn to Jake and I say, usually when you take these crystals, bad shit happens, so we might want to wait on this one until we've got what we need from the island.
Are you up there with me, or are you screaming this from the ground?
No, I flew up there.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, is there anything else for us to figure out up here?
Why don't you check out the view? What can you see from up here?
Sure. Let me...
What are you trying to do?
I guess we can start with a basic perception check.
What would you like to see? You guys have past perception on them.
Just like look out from the horizon. Because the whole idea that there's a lighthouse but there's no ships is a little weird.
Oh, cool. There is a staircase inside this thing. You see the village. You see a massive island behind the lighthouse. You see that there are statues of both dwarfs and elephants. Perhaps, Jake, they are statues of those leaders that we were just talking about. You see that there are people, Loxodon and dwarfs. You see that there's a large square, and people are beginning to gather. And out on the horizon, you can see forever. You can't really see any detail of the ground. You're so high up, but you can see very, very, very far as it almost looks. You can see water colors and land colors. That's pretty much it. Unless there was something you were trying to see yourself that you'd like to.
All right.
World build.
All right, we can probably just move on. What do you think?
Yeah, look, you don't want me to take the crystal. I get it.
I do, but
On the way out?
If it makes this island fall, gonna really, really kind of screw a lot of things up. And as I fly down, I fly by the massive 20-foot by 20-foot box fan. In all my days, I've never seen a machine like this. What is this?
I walk over and say, sorry to interrupt your flirting with box fan, but what did you see up there?
I think we can probably move on and go check out this debate.
Yeah, let's go check this debate out. Sure.
As you guys come back down and out of the house, the Neander, the Loxodon, is going to say, did you find everything you were looking for there? I will tell you that everything here is yours, and everything here is ours. It's a very honest and truthful place.
And you keep saying my character looks puzzled and asks, just to clarify, you keep saying everyone's truthful here. Does that mean no one can lie here?
It means that this area, built by King Trident, the custom here is to not lie. That has nothing to do with you per se. It's just we prefer those who tell the truth, those who seek the truth.
So we can trust everything you say, or we can't trust everything
It's
you
up
say?
to you to find out. I can only tell you what I think is true. It's up to you to determine whether or not what I'm telling you is a lie.
You just seem super insistent that you're telling the truth, so it makes me a little doubtful that you are. But that's cool.
Doubt is one thing that we try to solve that. Try to figure our doubts out. Leave a better person.
If I were happen to lie, would anything bad happen to me? Any negative consequences?
It's not something we like to happen, especially if we find out that if you lie and something were to go wrong, it's going to be your fault.
Okay, I hear you.
And his pen is royal blue.
Well, let's get going.
You guys all see the dwarf is looking a little bit questionable at you guys, but carry on. You 4 or 5?
Which is the one with the low
roll.
Yeah.
That was
I love that.
that was the dwarf.
Okay.
Welcome, gentlemen. But just dwarfs in general, I would say that's what they look like. These dragons here, they're not gonna. This is just something that is technology. So they step aside. Welcome to the Skullspire. Enjoy yourselves. Hope you find your truth you are searching for. And
Oh, one other question. Who would you say is the expert on lore and information about the skulls?
Who's the expert on?
Here, on the crystal skulls.
Oh,
Because I'm sure, as you know, the white isn't the only one of them.
the priests in the Temple of Trident know more about the world than those that live on it, let's just say. Those are the people
Okay.
who have questions I would go ask and interrogate. Not interrogate, but
Is there any one who you would trust the others?
well, the high priest who runs the debates,
Okay.
the daily debates, his name is Mithril. Like Mithril, but Mithril.
Exactly. A high priest Mithril he goes by?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll make sure to very clearly not call him High Priest Mithril. That would be wrong.
It's spelled with a Y, duh.
But I have a hard time reading sometimes. Not,
You're kind of dumb.
I'm not as wise or as intelligent as you. I do most of my learning in song form.
So everyone
I'm
needs to
mage-handing.
stay, I believe, 10 feet away from the
Egg.
egg.
Okay.
If you go within 10 feet, I'll try to remember, you have to take fire damage. I believe it was 1d10 or
And Chris, let him remember it.
yeah. Don't fuck up.
We'll pull out his lute and start playing a jaunty little tune. Hi ho, off to work we go.
Yeah, that's terrible.
It's late, my friends.
As you guys are passing the bridge, there's nothing special going on this thing. You'll enter this sort of small village. This is a lot smaller than the previous islands. As I said before, when you guys were looking out, you don't see any other islands in this area.
Okay.
And as you enter, you're going to see, it's just going to be like in one of these normal towns that we do. You will see people walking around. You'll see both elephants and dwarfs. It seems that they are primarily the only species on this island. Some are eating food at the square. Some are shopping. Most seem to be walking towards the temple for what the guy was talking about before the debates. You'll hear people saying, well, I wonder if we're finally going to prove whether or not this place is indeed flat or around. You see certain people a little bit angrier, and some people don't care either. They're sort of walking towards the temple. You guys have free reign. If you want to go exploring the town, you can do whatever you want.
So, Turgan,
Any table.
you know where supposedly where this temple that has the skull is, right? Where this tomb?
I have innate knowledge of where it's at.
Okay.
That's where I'm drawn to. That's where I'd like to go.
Yeah.
The temple, Turgan, seems to be something it's on your mind. It feels right. It feels right to you.
Yeah.
Brian, did you want to do a short rest? Did you guys want to do shopping for equipment? Did you want some other shit before you go into this place?
I'm fully rested.
Yeah,
I'm like fine. I have 80 out of 130 HP, but I'm pretty tanky.
okay.
I'm good to keep going.
Every now and then, you guys all have these thoughts about previous path that you've taken or something that's happened in your life that feels good. Some sort of like truth that you told someone or something, some issue that you solved for someone, some goal that was achieved, some happening that brought you joy. You guys are walking. I'm going to have you guys roll 2 random city events that I have on my random list, and then you'll be at the temple. So, Bryant, roll me a D100. You just type it into your Google, roll D100, and that will be the first city encounter. Because, you're walking on the street of New York City. I would say that for me, every block, you pretty much have some sort of non-combat encounter, unless, obviously, in real world, there's a guy.
47.
47?
Yeah.
47. You walk by a PC. A PC eats a rotten bit of cheese. Booterbot. Let's see. Roll it 1d6. Here we go. 1d5.
1d6?
No, I'll roll it to figure out. Booterbot. Something irresistible about this cheese that you walk by this table. There's an NPC standing there. He is a dwarf. And you see, he's a Jesus, fantastic. Roll me a Constitution save. See if you can resist this.
It was very good Constitution saving throw. I got a 26. You think I get these metal abs from anything else? It's all self-control, baby.
Eating this cheese, and he's going to offer you some cheese. All of it. This cheese is delicious. And as he eats it, his eyes seem to go into the back of his head.
I'll have what he's having.
Are you eating the cheese, Turget?
Oh, no, but yeah, sure. I'll eat it.
Okay. Roll me a con save.
Oh, a 7.
PC eats a rotten bit of cheese, but it tastes delicious. And as a direct result, it is visited that night when you guys rest by 3 ghosts. To come back to that.
You said that one of my side effects from these wings that I got,
Yeah.
that I feel the pain of others, like a phantom pain.
So you feel the pain of the people you care about and also the people that you don't care about that are around you. So yeah, like phantom pain.
Have I felt anything? Maybe after eating this cheese?
You don't feel any pain. It doesn't seem like there's any, other than the grossness of this cheese that you put in your mouth and maybe a little acid reflux. You don't feel the pain around you. And I don't think you really have perceived that pain either, just yet.
Okay. And you said I was...
Doesn't mean that people aren't in trouble here. But
and you're saying that I have a dream later tonight.
It says that whenever you do your next long rest or short rest, whenever you close your eyes, they can act. That I have to read you this next section.
By 3 ghosts.
They visit the party, or they visit him in his dream?
You were visited that night by 3 ghosts.
They just have.
All right. As you move on, you guys sort of see Turgan eat that disgusting piece of cheese. Bryant, you're like, ugh.
Do my eyes roll in the back of my head, though? Oh,
Yeah,
I'm looking
yes.
for it. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
And even more so now that you're getting closer to what you think is the White Skull. And you guys walk past, and you guys come across, and I'll roll this one now. Actually, who's leading the charge here? I would say Bryant is still. Bryant, why don't you roll me another D100? 40. The party passes by a building that has caught fire. Fire brigade has not shown up yet. There appears to be people inside. So you guys walk by this little house, and it's burning.
It wasn't me that kept the egg away from it. I swear.
Help me, they call.
Does it happen to be like the 7th building in the area?
Very specific.
The 7th building? No, just a random building.
Yeah, okay.
Well, what was the 7th?
Building 7 collapses in on itself.
No. Help me. Seems when you guys get up to it, Booterbot and Bryant, Bryant, you're the first one up. You notice this. You see that this place is it looks like it's a shop of some kind where they sell potions and trinkets. Help us! Help us! We can't get out. In Loxodon and Dwarf.
How many of you are there trapped inside?
It's me, Ishmael and Drygon. I believe Trusco went to the square.
Or just with two?
Yes. We're trying to close up shop, and we've had an accident. One of our fire burner kits fell over and caused all the fire. It must have hit the.
What floor are you on?
We're on the main level. The fire is spreading quickly. Feels hot.
Did you make it up?
Hi.
It's smoky up there.
Well,
It's really hot.
Stag will run around and
The robot needs to save him.
Yep.
Stag will put the egg down a safe distance away and turn to go help.
oh, that boy.
I'll cast Fire Shield on myself, choosing the chill shields that are resistant to fire damage. And then I'll go fly up and try and save the people.
All right. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So you're gonna put on fire shield, or whatever.
Yeah, chill shield resistant to fire damage.
Okay. So I'll say that you can go in. It's just an act of kindness, essentially, what you're doing. Resistance does not mean immune. So what are you going to try to do? You're going to go up there. You see a small shop. You see that there's magical elements. People come and barter, it looks like, to make magic items like feathers and potions and whatnot. And you see that the fire kits, or the elements that they use to make fire, it seems that they lit up next to an oil, and indeed the guy inside was telling the truth. There's a small staircase, smoke is billowing down from it, and they're saying, help, we were told to go up, and I can't find my way, and they're coughing.
Yeah, I will just go, like, pull the people out.
Okay. It's one dwarf and one Loxodon that you pull out. Give me a strength check to make that happen.
13, but I'll give myself Slash of Genius, so it's 17.
Okay. So you were able to grab them all. Your strength is strong enough. But because you're carrying both, you're going to take some 6 bludgeoning damage as you flail through the house and fall down some stairs as you're carrying all this stuff. And you're also going to take, so you'll take 4 fire damage. So 2 bludgeoning and 4 fire damage as you are resistance. These guys are going to start coughing. Oh, thank you so much. Can we put this out? Can we put this fire out? The dwarf says, of course there is. And he runs back inside really quickly and grabs a canister of something and throws it. And you see this massive shoot of water flash everywhere and seems to quiet down the flames a little bit. He keeps on going and going and going until the flames are out. However shall we repay you? Ishmael and Trigon says. Is there something we could do for you?
You said it was a potion shop?
People come here and trade in items, try to pick up items to make whether spells or small trinkets. But it's a small town here. We do have powerful items and nice potions.
Yeah, go ahead, Brian. Do you have any?
Do you have anything that would
ideas?
help in locating a desired item of ours?
Acid spray.
Something that would reveal where activity to object of our desire.
You're a ranger. You can you got a good nature check, or maybe some kind of a tracking, survival. I have a +5 to survival and a +6 to nature.
I'm asking these shopkeepers since they are offering us something for free.
I have something for you, since you were so helpful. Points towards Arky, and he hands you a potion of treasure finding.
Ooh.
Allows the user to sense the general direction of nearby significant quantities of precious metals, gems, and valuables, typically within range of 240 yards. I think on D&D Beyond, you can add that in treasure of potion finding. For you, robot, it looks like our potions are a little bit burnt and unmarked, but go ahead and grab an item. It's up to you, and you look down one. Roll me a D10.
Who?
You.
Okay. 3.
He's going to hand you a potion of supreme healing. And then he's going to slip something in your pocket because you saved his life, which is going to be a potion of invisibility. Ooh, invisibility for 1 hour. For you, so thank you so much. Got a lot to clean up here in Ishmag and Dragon. We've got a lot to do. Thank you. Can I help you find your way? I feel like I owe you more of a thanks than just mere potions. Are you gentlemen looking for specific things? Something I can help you with? I wish I could be of more service than just giving you vials. But I do feel like I might owe you an explanation of something.
Well, thank you.
You have a marker.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're doing okay. I think the only thing... Do you have any black diamonds or other gems that could be used with a revivify spell?
Yeah. So who has that?
I have the spell, but I don't have the diamond.
I have Raise Dead.
Not the same thing as reviving someone?
Well, it is. I just need a 500 gold piece diamond.
No, they don't have that here.
Okay.
Those items, I don't even know where you'd find such a thing. I know they exist, but I wouldn't even know where to even look for them. What about you?
Nope.
Or anything else you guys want to know or talk to him?
We heard that there's a debate later today. Where can we find this debate?
Oh, that's at the town temple. The high priestess Mithril, once a day, holds a debate. And this debate has yet to be proven. It's been going on for years. But those that believe in the flat world debate those that believe that the world is round. And the hopes of it is to figure out just exactly what is going on in the world and how it is made up. I suggest you brush up on your knowledge. Everyone that's there partakes.
All right. I guess, then we'll make our way to the temple. Anyone got any other requests?
Well, actually, that would be helpful. Do you have any potion of fire resistance or something that would last? Or do you have insulated gloves that you use to work with hot ingredients?
You may take mine. He's going to hand you gloves that will give you resistance to the fire damage.
So the proximity to the egg no longer is a factor?
I think whenever you touch it, actually, you're supposed to get damage. The proximity still holds too.
So you still get damage
Being
with
near it?
proximity as well.
Yeah.
So even if you're holding it, you still are getting damage because you're close to it.
Would you like to
Gloves.
These gloves, they're
Yeah.
big. He says, "What is it that you were trying to do?"
Oh, I'm just trying to carry this phoenix egg.
Oh my goodness, I can feel the warmth from it. Here, I'll tell you what. Why don't we do a little makeshift here? And he cuts the gloves in half, and he makes a shitty little bag, ties the fingers together. Why don't you wrap this in there and see what we can do? Maybe that'll work.
A little insulated bag. I like it.
Yes.
Well, that could work. Thank you.
That bag looks... Chris, roll me a survival check here.
Survival?
Yeah.
Just can I guidance myself? I'll add a D4 on top of this. Oh, it's not good. It's not good. It's not good.
How's it going?
Did it roll? No, it didn't roll. Well, it's not bad. 10.
All right, it looks like a piece of shit. Right now, it's holding up.
I am going to cast Mending on all of the shitty seams and try and secure this insulated bag a whole lot better.
Mending would bring it back to its original form, right?
Well, it can repairs a single break or tear in an object you touch.
Okay.
I need a sworn cloak.
It's working. You can cast mending on that whenever you want. Right now, it seems to be working. I would say that within, let's just roll a d4 here. 3. You got about, what was the, for the egg? How long did you guys have for the egg?
I have it
4
written down.
days.
Like 3
4 days.
days, yeah.
3. That looks like it's going to hold up for like 12 hours, I'd say. 4 times 3. So 12 hours. Your shitty bet.
Okay. We'll take it.
Now we've got the egg fixed. Okay. Anything else? Any other questions you guys have? If not, I'll see you at the meet, at the great debate.
Sounds lovely. Good luck on cleaning up after that fire.
It's going to take a while. Thank you very much, Bill.
You're welcome.
How
Target.
good are these guys? Oh, sorry.
All I was say. Go ahead.
How good are these guys at debating? Would you say they're masters?
I can say they've been working on this specific debate for years. But, choose a side and go for it. We only are looking for the truth that is yet to be found.
Let us go to this master debate.
Okay. All right, you guys walk, and as you see, you're walking towards the temple. You see it's a large room. As you enter this temple, the room is divided in 2. You have a mixture of Loxodon, and you have a mixture of dwarfs. And they're all sort of in one row. Loxodon pick the left side, and the dwarfs pick the right side of them. The left side, as you walk in, you see the image on the wall and the painting murals of a flat earth, a flat disc. And on the right side, you see a image of a round. And of the room, you see a dressed up Loxodon.
Oh, and those high heels.
And they are saying something along the lines of, the debate is about to start. Welcome to the great debate number 2684Z, Mythzund. And come. And the dwarf is going to run over to you, and he's going to say to you, gentlemen, welcome to the debate. Please state your side and what you'll be representing. What truth you have to bring us, and what you will be discussing to try to prove which is which.
I will be on the round world side because I've seen this roundness of this world again.
Well, you don't have to pick your side right now, but you can't all be on the same side. But meet amongst yourselves and discuss what you'd like to do. We want the most knowledgeable explanation as to why you think this or that. We're trying to figure these things out. As you look through the room, Butterbot, Bryant, you see Stag talking with this guy and Sprock. You see that there's like a dark door at the end of the hallway in the room. And this dark door is not... Yeah, it's at the end of the hall. I don't draw.
How far away is it?
It's at the end of the temple.
How far away is that?
I don't know. How... I don't know. 200 feet? 30 feet maybe?
We are definitely going through that door.
Anyway, how do you guys want to split up? I mean, I remember when we did this back in my world, and while I very much believe that the earth is round, I also really don't care that much, and I'm happy to take whatever side you guys want.
I'm gonna look at these guys like, what? It's flat.
All right, putting Turgan in the Thotter team.
I've been all around it my 600 years of life,
Same with Stag.
but I
What do you
also don't
think?
care about debating.
What do you think, Bryant?
Arky.
What do you think, Arky?
I'll be on the flat earth side, that's fine.
All right, I'll join the round earthers again then, since, it's what I actually believe. It's easier.
All right, so Turgan's on the flat earthers, the elephants. Sprock's on the round earthers.
He's on the right side.
You guys are going to look around the room, and you're going to see that each participant, in the way that this goes, the way we'll do it, is going to one-on-one debate an NPC like this. And they state a claim, they articulate why the world is the way it is, they feel it is, and then they go back. The way we will do this is you will debate each other, and I will determine, I'll use my old score sheet, I guess, who wins, and then determining what happened. There's one person that is not going to debate someone, and that person will be debating the High Priestess. So, up to you. So, you, dwarf. No pressure. Looks like the two of you might be debating. So, why don't we roll here? Let's flip a coin here. Ooh. Why don't you guys do it? It's going to be odd is flat earthers first, and then even is round earthers first. And Stag, why don't you roll, Chris?
Who's Stag?
Or Seth Hartley.
Seth is going to run over and jump in the chair quickly before anyone else can get in. And roll a 55.
Okay, so flat earthers go first. Turgan, why would you say that this world is flat?
Oh, well, when you're up in the air on an airship, everything looks flat.
The priest is going to say, interesting point. Dwarf from below. Has anyone taken that into consideration? When you look, it looks flat. What say you? I heard your friends call you Seth.
Yes, I guess it does look flat from up high, but if it were truly flat from up here, then that bright beacon that you have shining out there should be able to be seen all across this land below us. But I do not remember seeing that light from my forest, from the ground in my part of the world.
The leaves are blocking it.
I could see the stars. I could see other lights, but I could not see that bright light.
This man is saying that the light does not bend. Or does bend?
Nope. It does not bend. If light did bend, then I would be able to see it.
Okay, interesting. So we have looks, we have light not bending. Now, what say you next, Aki?
Me?
Yeah.
Who am I debating against?
You're debating against Sprock, but just in order.
So,
Why do you think that the Earth is flat?
Sprock, would you say that your head is shaped like the Earth?
No. I would say that the Earth has many pits and valleys. I've been below it. I've been above it. I've been everywhere.
Okay. Most of us would agree that this old elf's head is roughly shaped like a spear. So I take out my water skin and I pour it over top of Sprock's head, and the water rolls off in all directions. I say, this is what water does when you pour it on a sphere. Then I pour the rest of the water on the ground in front of everyone, and it makes a big puddle, and the puddle just sits there without moving. And I say, see, the Earth couldn't be a sphere because it would run off like it ran off this poor old elf's face. And instead, it's just sitting here on the flat Earth before us.
Oh, what an unbelievable joy, he's going to say to you. It is to have a true debater amongst us.
A master, if you
A
will.
master, not just using his mind, using the elements around him to prove his point that was beautifully stated.
Using his hands to rapidly reiterate his point.
All right, moisture around them.
Now dry yourself off. It's interesting. You're under elf, and you may have your rebuttal, says to Sprock. Brian, you get a cool point for that.
I'm going to turn into a bear
All right.
and then attack him.
Wait, really?
Yeah, really.
Okay. When I said that you have the right to bear arms, this isn't what I meant.
As soon as you turn a bear and try to attack him, the dwarfs and the elephants are going to start walking towards you. No, we do not fight in the temple. This is merely for debates now. Calm yourself. Man was making a point. It was not enticing you. He did not hurt you. He was just making a point. You may make your point using a similar fashion, if you will, but we do not engage in combat in this area. If you do, it will be... If you do, you'll find out.
I get it on my big back legs, stand up on as big as I can be, and I make a giant roar, and then I charge through all of them towards the door 100 feet away.
All right. That's my type of action.
Okay. You're trying to get through that door.
Oh, I am going full speed at that door.
You run full speed at the door. It is definitely locked. Boom! You try to break it. Boom! It's not budging.
Turn back into my form, and I take out my key to the tomb of the dead king
Ooh.
Oh.
and try and use it on the door.
It fits.
I turn the key and I open the door.
The whole room goes quiet. And the door unlocks, but it doesn't pull open. High priest comes over, and he says, "Where did you find that? Where did you find this key? Who are you people?"
But you tell me how to, until you tell me how to get in the door.
We are seekers of the skulls.
Interesting. Seekers of the skulls. Come to debate?
Oh.
We
We have come for the White Skull. We are seeking to prevent a great evil from befalling this world, including this island. An evil necromancer seeks the White Skull and to use his power for evil.
We have already acquired a number of other skulls, and Stag will pull out the green one and then tuck it away.
Interesting. Powers underneath will determine the reality of the world that we stand on. That's what our belief is. You're sure the round world, Eartha, is the one that needs to spin this dial?
Can, I don't know, maybe we could have Jurgen try it?
What
If
did he
it
do?
has anything to do with their allegiance to a type of Earth.
Mr. Bear, why do you think the world is round?
It is all about perception. You live long enough, you see it in all forms. Picking a side is really a distraction.
And then he's going to abruptly turn towards, and who didn't go? Booterbog. And you, Warforge, what say you?
About which part?
Round or flat?
Simple, really.
Why?
When you watch an airship fly away, does the airship just keep going in a straight line?
I've never been one.
No. You'll have to just take it from me then, because I've been on many. And when an airship or a ship on the ground with water, when they leave, they don't leave in a straight line, only to disappear entirely in the instant as they fall off the side of the earth. They slowly descend into the horizon, which would imply that the world is round and they are going around the curvature of this world.
Unless light bends.
You heard.
Looks like we have a draw. But this key, let me see this key. Those who can access the temple below must be in search of deeds of guard or those who must use this has to be a hero of the white. This door has not been opened. We've always thought that once we figured out the resolution to the debate that this door would open, but here you are with the key. It's very interesting to me.
Targan, it worked with you at the other gate. Maybe you need to do this gate.
What, kill myself again?
No, try to open it.
You see, this gate has a beautiful sculpture of elephant and dwarf and a skull lighting or shining in the middle of it. And in the skull's mouth is the keyhole that Sprock has stuck his key in.
Just
And he's
rotate
turned
the
it.
sprock.
Yeah, I'll turn the key.
And the key and the door lights up around it, bright white, and it opens. He says, "Oh my goodness. The truth, something we've been waiting for. 2,684 MZ debates. We've been waiting for this. Good luck. And God bless the temple below is another test. I hope you find what you're looking for. The Tomb of Trident is dangerous, long, dark, but full of light."
Aye, let's go in. And I could push open the door.
As you enter, you see a staircase going down into the ground. Feels like you guys have now pillaged and sacked every single island you've been on. And it feels no different than the islands that you were on when you guys were going down to the center looking for the crystals. Carved excellently. This one is older, feels more solid. It's not made out of anything other than marble, similar to this staircase. It's more magical. And the walls are very bright white, but it is dark. And the staircase seems to bend down the corner. Bend around, I mean.
Before we all head down the stairwell, Seth Hartley, we'll go to the High Priestess. Can you have some food and beverages and some other accommodations for us for when we get back out? You might need great assistance.
If you make it out, I will have... What's your favorite food, sir?
Eggs Benedict.
I will try to figure out what that is and bring it to you.
Fantastic.
He's going to leave you, and he's going to say one last thing. He's going to say, "It has been rumored that those who go down will determine the outcome of our debate. Please do what you can to discover the truth. For us, if anything."
We'll let you know.
And that is where we're going to call it tonight.
Roll high and subscribe.